Hello and welcome to a more kind of a little intimate video. It was expressed to me that you guys want more body positivity content, but I don't have any more clothes right now to show. So I thought, since I recently started dating again after 2.5 years, so before my weight gain, we could talk a little about what it's like dating as a plus size woman, as a young plus size woman, and do that while I do my makeup. I have a couple new products as well that I want to try, so I'm excited. Let's go. So we're starting off with the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. Haven't tried this one yet. Actually haven't used a primer in a really long time. And I don't have an additional mirror here, so you know, the phone will have to do. Okay. So, where to start? First of all, I think dating also varies a lot by how you meet people. I personally decided on dating apps again. In my case, that's Tinder and Hinge. Because that platform I had success with in the past. Okay, let that sit for a minute. I didn't really make myself a script with, which I probably should have done, but I thought we could do like very spontaneous, just thoughts in my head. Actually, I have a little bit of a time crunch as well because someone is coming over in 45 minutes, which is also why I'm currently getting ready. It's our second date, and I asked him if I could use him as a positive example as well, to talk a little bit about what I really appreciate. Yeah, like in general from dating, but also especially in my situation. I think we could first start with my experience on the apps, because right now I'm not using them anymore because I'm texting with a bunch of people. I think matches came in, or likes came in on Hinge very quickly. On Tinder it took a while for me to get matches, like a day or so. On Hinge it basically was immediate. And I basically realized that nothing had changed in that regard of I can pick and choose the men or women that I want to go out on a date with. There's no shortage of people who find me attractive, and I have 2 full body pictures in my profile. Like the second photo always is a full body picture. So no one can tell me I'm catfishing them. And I think this is also something we as like big women do, to absolutely make sure that, you know, they're really into us being plus size. To really put it as a first or second picture, to make sure you see what I look like, you're still okay with this. And how men even react when they like you or when they match you is also, there's some nuance there. The second product I want to try out is a new foundation I got, which is the Maybelline Super Stay Lumi Matte Foundation. I'm trying to see how to open it, because I also haven't used foundation in a really long time. Oh, like that. And I also have a new makeup blender. The majority of people that I changed platforms with, either gave my Instagram or my phone number, were just very into me, into my body, and made that apparent. But there were also a couple of people where I didn't get the best vibes, especially one person. I didn't continue texting with him after that. I gave him my Instagram, and you can see on my Instagram how I used to look. And despite me telling him that, you know, I was severely underweight, that I was actively dying, like kidney failure, bad liver, enzymes, my heart rate, my blood pressure, everything, like threats of being tubed, everything. He still told me that I was like way hotter when I was skinny. And, you know, that's just very mean and inconsiderate. Not to tell me that I was, you know, prettier when I was thinner, or that I would be prettier if I was thinner. That's just average. Or like that's sadly something that happens. But for me, the audacity, even after I told him like what was really going on with me at that time, like also health-wise, for only him to be like, well, you're not healthy now either, are you? Yeah, thanks, bye. And then there's, of course, the faction of men who just want to sleep with you. And I'm, let's say, in the minority of women that actually have nothing against people just wanting something casual. I'm open for a relationship, but if it's something casual, I don't really mind. Like it hugely depends on my libido and how social I am, but still, in general, I don't mind the idea. This color correcting concealer is the next product I want to try out. Just because I have like really dark under eyes. So using color theory, a little bit of red or orange should help with that. But if it comes to something casual, I think there's a difference between wanting me for sex and wanting to keep me secret. Because, for example, I'm texting with someone who has told me several times that he would like to take me to dinner and show me off and then take me to a hotel room. So that is something where I actually feel quite appreciated in myself and confident in myself. You know, to be explicitly told, like, I want to be seen with you in public, I like want to claim you, which, you know, we can talk about how that works if only sex is involved, but still. The first person I met off Hinge, I believe, was a really short date. One evening was already dark. He came into my neighborhood and we went for a walk. There was nothing really going on. We talked. It was nice, average, and that was about it. And we wanted to meet the next day, but then he cancelled on me, and that is when I met the person I want to use as a positive example. So we decided to meet in an hour's time, and I had about an hour commute to get there. So I got ready like really fast, and then we met in a cafe. He asked me which my favorite cafe was. I told him, and then we met there. He was a little late, which I didn't mind because we communicated throughout and I was early. So I guess technically he wasn't late, he was just on time and I was early. One thing I should also mention is that I'm obviously a German living in Germany, but I speak fluent English, and everyone I've met with so far doesn't speak German or doesn't speak German very well. So we had to have our dates also in English, like with everyone I met so far. But back to the guy. I think we stayed at that, it was like a cafe and bar for 2 hours or something, maybe 3, and had a really nice talk. And, you know, he started like cuddling me a little bit, which, you know, I was down for. He was really respectful about it, which is part of the reason why I was down for it. And then he paid for everything. And he also, I asked him if he wanted to go back to his apartment because he was so respectful. He didn't push anything, but I, you know, wanted the date to go on. He also paid for the bus ticket to his place and offered to bring me back once it's dark, even though that's like 1.5 hours additional commute for him. And eventually when we got to his place, he gave me a massage for 2-3 hours, and just the way he was touching me was very respectful but very, very appreciative, and that was really fucking healing for my ego. For someone to touch you like that, like all over, and just know they appreciate every curve and every inch of your body basically, and are like obsessed with it basically. That's a really, really nice feeling. I didn't think I was gonna get again, like being plus size. And that is like a thing where the actions one actually takes make a lot more of a positive impact than just saying, boy, I think you're so hot. To actually feel like appreciated in that sense. And also not being pushy. Like I had initiated every step. Like asking him if he wants more. And that was such a positive experience, honestly. Which is why I also trust him enough for our second date, come over to my place. And we'll see what happens there. We didn't have sex, by the way. Anyway. Let's get on with the makeup. This, by the way, and they don't make this anymore for some reason, is my favorite blush ever. It's the Catrice Cheek Lift Face Stick in Orange Peach, which is 10. Love this thing. Anyway. And I think a part of why I waited so long to date again, which is the main part, was my mental health. But what's also playing into that is like not feeling confident in myself and not feeling deserving of affection and love. The last time I previously had something with someone, which was a one-night stand, which was in the beginning of 2024. I apologized before, during, and after the act to him for being so big, like for gaining weight. And at that point, I was barely overweight. Or I was overweight, but not obese, something along those lines. And looking back, that's insane. And I think I totally also ruined the mood with that. Understandably. So to actually get to a point again where I feel confident enough in showing off my body and having someone touching it and doing things to it. That was a process. And I wish I could say that I like have the magic formula for getting confident again, or to getting to that point. I honestly have to say the only magic formula I have, which is part of it but not all of it, is self-talk. And I'm sure you've had therapists or other people heard say this. Self-talk matters so fucking much. Like, I used to tell myself in front of the mirror, like, regularly, you suck, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're like a piece of shit. And I used to actively tell me that, sometimes out loud, or when I was talking about myself, just, telling other people, oh, I suck. Like, I'm so stupid. I'm an idiot. Or just like saying that internally to myself. I started, and that was also at the beginning of my recovery, but I really like did that for the last couple years. I started really correcting myself. Not necessarily with, I'm the greatest bitch to ever live. But for example, if I did something that I deemed stupid, and I was saying out loud, like, I'm so stupid, like, I would halt and correct myself and be like, no, I did something stupid, I'm not stupid, out loud. And that did something over the years, also doing that with my body. And not being like, oh, well, I'm the greatest bitch to ever live, but being like, well, you have fat, you aren't fat. Like, yes, you are big, but that doesn't mean you're ugly. And I do have to say that helped a lot. There's also another person that I went on 2 dates with. I didn't ask him to be included, so not much about him. But that was more of a standard dating experience I had. In not something that stood out very positively, but also wasn't bad. But I just wanted to say, like, I went on 5 dates in total, including the one today, in not even the last week. So I've been busy, but it's also a really nice feeling to be desired and to be wanted, and not just for my body, but including my body. And I've learned over the last 2-3 years not to settle for the bare minimum. And like, I probably could have way higher standards, especially if it comes to relationship. My standards would be different, but just for casual dating or like the beginning phases where you don't know in which direction it's going to go yet, I think my standards are fine and they're not the bare minimum, and I don't accept the bare minimum anymore. I want to be desired and I want to be appreciated, and I don't see how my size does make me any less deserving of any of that. And your size doesn't make you any less deserving of that either. Trust me. So we still have to do my eyes, but I'm not doing a whole lot, I think, just because there was no reason to do a full face of makeup. I think he would be fine if I showed up, or like if he showed up and I had no makeup on. So that's also why I'm doing like a very natural type of makeup. I'm gonna add lip gloss, but I first have to brush my teeth again. As one does before a date. Yes, I'm still happy with my glasses on. This is fine. Correct. Anyway. I hope this gave some insight into dating and my dating life. Maybe I just talked nonsense. Oh, I forgot setting spray. Which is also a new product for me. It's the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. We'll see how gripping it actually is, because I plan on getting a little physical today. My makeup bag is starting to get really fucking full with the new products. I am missing a couple things, I think, in my lip and eye section. This is my face section, this is my lip and eye section over there. And I'm missing something, I don't know how much and what though. We'll see. Bottom line. You are deserving of love and affection and desirability at any and all sizes. And you shouldn't just be liked in spite of your body, but also for your body, if someone really likes you. And even though you may not be everyone's type, there are people who are going to think that you're the sexiest thing they've ever seen. Yeah. I wish you all a very nice day, evening, night, morning, whatever. And don't forget to eat and drink. Bye.